The dark truth of pharma is that students who pass out in pharma don't get jobs fast. They have to struggle. Freshers, even if they get a job, will be low-paying salary. And many of you come to me on Pharmanica's platform and ask me, how can we get high-paying salaries? What's the career advice you have? So I thought this is the year ending of the year of 2025. So let's make a special video to provide some kind of futuristic advice for students, pharma students who are passing out in 2026 and beyond. So even if you're watching after 2026, this particular video will still be valid. So first question to you is, what do you want to become? Let me know in the comment section, because that will help me make better videos, more in-depth videos for all of you. Now, having said that, let's come back to the topic. The dark truth of pharma is freshers don't get jobs, even if they get low salary jobs. The reason of this truth is because your degree prepares you for a role which is already saturated, which is in R&D. But the roles which are now coming up in the pharma are different. What are those roles? You see AI/ML in chemistry and pharma, pharmacogenomics, clinical research, you see jobs in regulatory affairs, you see jobs in clinical data management. Now, these things were not taught to you, right? So you are like, okay, these things are not for me because it was not taught for me, but actually it is for you. This video is going to be an eye-opener for all of you because something critical happened in 2025, and that was large language models, or AI as we call it. Today we are looking at AI-assisted drug discovery, AI-assisted drug discovery and formulation development, and automation in manufacturing and quality control. Today we are seeing in data-driven regulatory submissions. Today we are seeing real-world evidence and pharmacogenomics and pharmacovigilance analysis. Today we are looking at global outsourcing. So India is becoming the hub of all of this. In the middle, in the center of all this, the hard truth is you were not told about all of this, right? So when you don't understand the pharma industry and when you enter, you don't get jobs because you're targeting one type of job, which is Pharma R&D. That is dead. What's working is AI/ML, okay? AI/ML in pharmacogenomics is booming, and there's less talent there. You can easily get in and you can earn 6 or 8 figure salary. So how do you get started is you have to do some kind of training and project. And that is where Pharmanica is providing a training program from 5th of January. That's called AI in Drug Discovery and Development, and also along with pharmacogenomics. So all this data is given in the description. There's a link. You can chat with me in WhatsApp and to our scientists also. And you can, of course, get more details about this particular training program, which has a project which is assisted by another pharma company. So another pharma company has collaborated with Biotecnika and will be doing that. And we have Boltzmann's AI in Drug Discovery platform, which you will be using to do this research. So you can learn all of that. So this will help you. Okay. Now coming to the next one. Problem I have seen is people start chasing degree after degree. Like, I did B.Pharm. No, I'll go for M.Pharm. I did M.Pharm. I'll go for PhD. What is this? How much you will try? How many degrees you want to get? Degrees will not stop chasing degrees. Okay. You want to be in pharma, right? So chase the skills, right? So the core pharma doesn't require a lot of degrees. It requires skill set. For example, clinical skill set, clinical and regulatory, jobs. So they require clinical data management skill set, regulatory affairs skill set, pharmacovigilance skill set, medical writing, medical coding. All this training is, by the way, available on Pharmanica. I can try to put the details in the comment section. Otherwise, subscribe. You will get whenever we launch it. So what happens now? These things were not taught to you, but pharma industry requires it, and you can easily get a job. Why fight for something which is not possible? Fight for something which is doable, which is the lowest hanging fruit. See, clinical research, AI/ML, clinical data management, pharmacovigilance, QA, QC, medical writing, all these are low hanging fruits. Easily you can get a job. Instead, you want to struggle for a pharma R&D job, next to impossible. It's very difficult. Okay. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is difficult. Another thing which I would like to highlight here. So, why you get into the degree after degree madness is because of the high entry barrier in pharma R&D. So pharma R&D has high barrier, so you think, okay, it has got high respect. That's not true. Respect is there everywhere, okay? Respect is doesn't come because of the designation. Respect comes with the reputation, okay? So reputation you have to build. So, of course, in pharma, you have formulation development, analytical development, stability validation, toxicology studies, novel drug delivery systems. These are the things which we have, right? Now, the reality check is, I'll give you, is routine QC jobs are getting saturated. AI-powered QC jobs are coming, okay? R&D needs problem solving, documentation plus IP awareness, and freshers don't have it. That is where they get 10,000 rupees salary. And 10,000 rupees, how will you survive, right? So don't go for that. Learn QBD, DOE, PAT concepts, publish at least one review or formulation-based paper, and understand the ANDA life cycle, DMPK, and other such techniques. Then only you can get into Pharma R&D. Otherwise, Pharma R&D is tough. What are the new things which you can do in pharma? Pharma generates a lot of data, patient data. And if you have access to that, you can use AI to analyze that. So the fastest growth zone in pharma right now is AI-driven data analytics in pharma. Now, what are the roles you'll get in this? Clinical data analyst, pharmacovigilance signal detection analyst, AI-assisted drug discovery associate, pharma business and data analyst, pharma market strategist. These kind of roles you can get. And these are all for freshers because experienced guys can't get into this, right? These are new age jobs. So all you need to do is you need to learn, of course, Python. You can learn at Pharmanica. AI concept, you can learn in Pharmanica. Then, of course, you can get into market-facing roles like pharma product manager, market access analyst. Not really a medical representative. I'm not saying that. You can be into a medical affairs. You can be a key account manager. You can be into pharma consulting also. Now, this is where science and business thinking comes into picture. So, if you are interested in that, you can go in that direction also. Now, another advice for all of you is internship will matter more for a fresher than anyone else because, of course, internships are for freshers. So the problem is pharma industry doesn't give industry easily, and that is where Pharmanica came into picture. We have 6 months and 12 months internships available in pharmacovigilance, QA/QC, NGS, then you have AIML, then you have global regulatory affairs, clinical data management, clinical research. All these projects are available, internships are available. You can check pharmanica.com or the details in the description. So what will happen is if you do 2-3 focused internship on real data set, if you have regulatory exposure, if you have worked in an industry partnered internship, if you have worked in an industry style documentation, the softwares, getting a job will be easy. So that's where you have to focus. The next one I would like to highlight here is the pharma industry wants proof of work. If you don't have it, you won't get the job. As a fresher, you don't have, right? So who will give you that? Pharmanica is here to help you. You can do projects with Pharmanica on our platform with our scientists, and then you can highlight that in your CV. You can mention the tools which you used, the projects which you worked on, what are the outcomes delivered, whether you published a paper or something, and then you can mention it. Let's say you did a CDM project. So you'll mention built CDM database for oncology trial. Or you could mention prepared mock CTD module 2 and 3. Or you could mention analyzed ADR trends using MEDRA coding. Or you could mention formulation optimization using DOE approach. So, proof is equal to validation. Proof is equal to differentiation. Absence of proof, you're a fresher. With proof, you're not a fresher. Right. So that's a advice for you. Next thing I would like to highlight here is developing a global mindset. This is the biggest mistake I did. Okay. What did I do? I thought India. I was looking for jobs in India. I was just focused here. Biggest mistake. Develop a global mindset. Your pharma degree can take you anywhere. Why do you want to work in India when you can get into US, you can get into Europe, you can get into China, you can get into Russia, you can get into Australia. All you need is learn the US FDA norms, EMA norms, MHRA norms. Target global pharma companies, follow them, understand their model, their hiring tradition, and then jump in. The global pharma is hiring. In India also and abroad also. In clinical research, regulatory, data-driven services, that's where you get it, right? Now, another common mistake people do is waiting for the final semester to start looking for a job, okay? Running behind every trending course, that's another problem. Like, okay, every course I should do. No, choose one particular side which you're passionate about and do it, okay? And then thinking that if I'm good, people will come and hire me. That doesn't happen. You have to go, okay? It's like elephant's teeth. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist, right? Same way. You have to show off your skill set. Then think higher, this degree buying madness. Like if I do another degree, no, I'll get a job. Another degree, I'll get a job. That's not true. That's more super specialization, and then finally you are jobless, right? After 10 years, 15 years of academia, jobless. Instead, after 4 years of pharma, only you could have got a job. What's the use, right? So, and then another problem, ignoring the communication, ignoring the documentation skills. If you can't speak your thoughts, how do you convince people to give you a job, right? So you have to be convincing, right? So the golden rule for pharma in 2026 will be degrees just gets you eligibility. Skills gets you shortlisted. Proof of work gets you hired. And adaptability keeps you employed. Okay, this is where everything will come into picture. So the final advice to all of you is get started as early as possible. Take help of Pharmanica. Details are given in the description. Pick one problem, pick one subject, go deep. Go as deep nobody else has done it. Pick one domain, okay? Combine pharma with tech and communication and think global, act practical. You have to map your degree with skill set, with project, and then get a job. The winner pharma graduate will be the one who will implement all of this, or at least 50% of this. So go ahead, do that, and reach out to me if you need any help. Your Shekhar Suman is always there to help you. My email ID is shekhar@pharmanica.com. You can reach out to me or comment below, and I'll make a deep dive video on any one of these, whichever you want. So all the best, and see you soon as a successful pharma professional in 2026. All the best.